You've all heard of Hitchcock. You've probably even watched some of his movies like Psycho or The Birds, and you most likely enjoyed his later films. But he had been doing it since the silent era, crafting and mastering his skill, searching for the best talent he could find, like Dmitri Tiomkin, who scored 3 of his films, and the greatest of those early classics was Shadow of a Doubt. To all you out-of-work soda jerks without a penny to pinch, to the detectives with all the answers, to the dastardly dames who play men like baby dolls, and the trusted ones too pure for this world, and all you double-crossing, backstabbing, ruthless, baby-faced amateurs, this one's for you. So suit up, turn out the lights, put the match to your smokes, and sit back for the darker side of things. Cine Shadow Moonlights, Noirvember. Okay, Shadow of a Doubt. Plot in a nutshell. Uncle Charlie is hiding out at a boarding house, with detectives watching his every moves, in possible connection to a few widow murders. The other Charlie is a bored teenager in an idyllic town, and she just wants something exciting to happen. When she hears news that her Uncle Charlie is coming to stay, she gets very excited. They've had a bond their whole life. Clues start to show that Uncle may not be the perfect man that his niece thought that he was. A ring with someone else's initials on them that he gives as a gift to her, $40,000 that he wants to deposit into a bank, and a few nosy reporters that are poking around that are way too interested in her uncle. Charlie's increasing suspicion of her uncle and his increasing contempt for people and violent tendencies lead to ramped up tension and a few murder attempts. So Joseph Cotten plays Uncle Charlie, a real sociopath, one of the worst kind of guys. Beautiful on the outside, but dark on the inside. Everybody loves him. His sister really loves him. His niece loves him a lot. His other family members like him. His brother-in-law, kind of indifferent. We get a true sense of this when we see his train coming into town. The train bellows in, blasting out all this black smoke and casting a dark, menacing shadow. This is all punctuated by the Dmitri Tiomkin score. He gets off the train and Charlie looks at him with this special kind of love. He looks at her with a lot more menace and some special kind of weird understanding, like, hey dude, that's your niece. I know you haven't seen her for a while, but come on, man. So the clues keep popping up and he keeps trying to stop them. At one point, he sees something in the paper talking about the murders. So to get rid of it, he plays a game with the children, creating a paper house and ripping out parts of the article to create the doors and stuff. Later on, we start to see his violence creep out. Charlie notices the paper in his coat pocket, and when she tries to grab it, he grabs her, squeezing her wrist very tightly and hurting her. He gets immediately apologetic, but the deed's already been done. You can't calm this train down. He starts saying crazy things like, it's a joke to me. The whole world's a joke to me. And when he talks about women, horrible, fat, faded, greedy women, he has a real disdain for widows. He's got an impulse, a desire to kill. People are swine. Their homes are a sty. The world is hell. He's a real danger. And when he finally realizes that Charlie knows a little too much, he tries to take her out. He cuts off some boards on the steps to try to get her to fall down the stairs. I really like Teresa Wright in this as Charlie, Uncle Charlie's niece. She seems a lot older than she is in the film. She has a great understanding of how people are and about the world around her. Her and her Uncle Charlie are kindred spirits. She's named after him, after all, and she just can't believe that he is a killer. When the reporter, who is a detective in disguise, tells her that they're looking into him for the killings, it's hard for her to take. It's got to be the other guy. I really like the dad and his friend. They're really into crime stories, and they're always trying to plan out the perfect murder, discussing how they would kill the other one. At one point, the friend puts a little bit of a soda in his coffee, and after drinking it, he asks him, hey, did you taste anything funny about that? And he said no, and he says, yeah, see, I could have put poison in that for you. And when the dad talks about killing him, the guy asks, hey, what about the clues? What about this? Thinking of it like a story. And he says, I just want to kill you, I don't want any clues. They're awesome. The opening shot shows us Joseph Cotton laying on his bed, rolling a cigar in his hand. The camera pans over to a roll of money laying about the floor. Two men are looking for him. The blind pulled down to cover his sleeping face in darkness. He goes outside and the two men give chase, following him with looming, expressionistic crane shots that eventually pan up to Cotton in the buildings. He has bested them. Another great shot is of Charlie walking up the stairs to her uncle's room, bathed completely in lines of shadow from the stair rail. There's another shot shown in Dutch angle of Uncle Charlie pacing around. Charlie's looking down on him. There's a close-up of Uncle's hands dropping a cigar and wringing a non-existent neck. We know he's a killer. In closing, this is one of Hitchcock's greatest films, in the top 5 in my opinion. After Suspicion and Saboteur, this film was the warning sign that stated, watch out, Hitch is here. The rest of you better step up your game. The master of suspense has cometh. And he was just getting started.